What's going on, everybody? John Stamper with Dental Cast Productions, and very excited to be with you today. And as we continue this Dental Billing Academy video cast with so many of the great eAssisters across the country, we've got Natalie Rogers with us today, who is coming to us from beautiful Salt Lake City. And Natalie and I were just talking 5 years with eAssist. Is that
Yeah.
on point? Awesome.
Yeah, 5 years.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking a little time out of your day. I know you're probably working with practices and all of that, but I know it's really, really important to the eAssist team that they showcase the great work that you guys are doing and have you come on and share some of your stories, what it's been like, what are some of the things you deal with, and all that good stuff. So before we get started, I've got some fun questions for you.
Okay.
Before we get started, share with everybody a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are today.
Cool. Yeah. So I am married to Thor. He is the God of Thunder and my husband. We have 2 amazing children. And then I started in dentistry a long time ago. Like I don't count. It's cool. It's been a while, but it was right out of high school. I went to dental assisting school, was a dental assistant, went to hygiene school, came back to an office, and then got moved up front and then became office manager. And that's kind of where how I got into the field. So it's great, but yeah.
Awesome. And then how about the transition to eAssist and even the why?
So I was working in office as an office manager, and my daughter was starting first grade. And I was worried, how am I going to get her to and from school? How am I going to still be able to give the office what they need? So I told my boss, like, hey, I'm quitting. I am going to be a bartender. That way I can be a mom to my kid. He then finds eAssist. He calls me and says, hey, go work for eAssist so you can still work for me. Right. And I was like, all right, deal. So that's how I found it.
I love it. And, we're finding that, right? I love these stories. Some of them are driven by your personal life and the opportunity, like you said, to be home with kids. And at the same time, I think what's great as you guys are continuing to grow is that the dental practices are appreciating that. I had the opportunity to speak with a doctor a couple of weeks ago in Fresno, California. And, she shared, what it's been like for them and their practice to have the eAssisters there to help and support. And it's exciting. It's an exciting model. And so love the fact that you've been able to do that both for your family and for the company. It's exciting.
Yeah, it really is. It's cool that I get to continue my passion of dentistry, but also get that balance of being a mom and a wife. So
perfect.
It's a win-win.
All right. So I'm going to try to transition from that great story to your worst claim story as a way to kind of get us started as we dig into some of the things that you've dealt with as an eAssister. So yeah, share with everybody maybe a little highlight of what was your worst claim story.
So my worst claim story was actually when I was still in office. Can I use that one?
Of course you can. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So this claim was near timely filing, and if you don't get it on file before then, they just don't pay the claims usually. It was a really big case, really, really sweet family. And I had sent the claim, mail, fax, any which way I could think of on the portal. And they were like, we don't have it. We don't have it. So I sat there and I faxed the claim 40 times to 3 different fax numbers until they called me and they said, okay, Natalie, we have the claim. Please stop faxing it to us. So I was like, great, expect it processed and paid in 7 days. So
yeah. All right. So how about a difficult situation that you had to find a way to, rise to the challenge and then you're able to pull through and, would love to have you share that.
Yeah, we have a patient who had an implant placed under one insurance, and then the insurance switched, and the new insurance was saying, oh no, there's a missing tooth clause. This tooth was not extracted while on our policy. We're not paying. This family is devastated. And so I did some digging, I did some research. I found out that the insurance switched not because he switched jobs, but because his HR switched insurance companies. So I did some more digging, and turns out if the HR switches and they put in a clause, so I had to get his HR involved in everything, but there was no missing tooth clause because it was never lapse of coverage technically. So that was really cool. Felt really good.
Yeah, and as you know, it's I think all the things you guys have to deal with, right? It's the complexities of the insurance world, which is funny. I mean, having you talk about one difficult situation, I'm sure you've had a lot that you guys have had to deal with that you're helping the practices through. But why don't you share also, when you look at what you do on a daily basis, where do you feel most accomplished? You kind of look back, whether it be, sometimes I know some days are longer than others, but if you look back at the week or even a month, is there anything in particular with what you do that really, has you look back and say, helps you feel really, really accomplished?
Yeah, I mean, one of my mottos was something my old boss used to say is we care for people, not teeth. So being able to help get these claims paid not only help the office succeed, but it helps their patients succeed as well. And that's just makes me feel really good that how many people you've touched, not only with their teeth and all their health care, but also financially.
Yeah. Yeah. And are you finding too, like with what you do on a weekly basis, either yourself and the practices or the teams that you work with, more and more of these practices sharing with you those real life stories of how it's helping them? I mean, do you find that they're open to sharing a lot of that with you guys?
Yeah, I mean, my offices, I get to know them on a personal level. That way I feel more integrated with their patients and a part of their team, not just somebody who's virtual,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah. All right. So in regards to dentistry, you talked about it briefly, but what do you think it was that led you to this line of work? And you're still here, so you're obviously loving it and
I
doing
like
it.
it.
Yeah. But can you think back to, like, we've all been there, right? I know people will ask me to, like, yeah, I think I've been in dentistry now 17 years, or like they always want to know the story, like how did it start? Where'd you come from? So how about yours? What led you to wanting to do this line of work?
Um, some people really enjoy hair and coloring, and some people really enjoy fashion and clothing. I really like teeth because no, it's weird, but it's kind of the first thing you notice on somebody. And it's so life-changing when a patient comes in and they're embarrassed of their mouth, so they've got it covered and they're talking to you like this. And then you just change their life. Once everything's done, they're then smiling, you see them lose weight and they just feel confident. And it's so empowering to be a part of that life process, to see them just go 180. I love it.
Yeah. So, all right, talking about changing other people's lives, let's focus
Oh.
back on you a little bit and talk about how this decision, working with eAssist for the last 5 years, how it's changed your life.
It's changed my life so much. I was able to put my husband through college, which was really cool with having two kids. He is now graduated, and now with eAssist, I was able to build a home. So we move next week. I'm really excited.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. I feel like such a grown up.
Yeah.
But it's given me opportunities to have that life home balance where I can, do well at my job and be successful and help others and also help my family and have my family succeed at the same time without feeling that being torn of like, I got to get home. It's 5 o'clock. I haven't seen my kids all day. Like,
Right.
I get to see them and I get to be present and go on field trips and help out in PTA, even though nobody likes helping out the PTA, but we do it.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I think it's interesting because when you think about people out there, Natalie, that are like on the fence, they're like thinking of making this jump. It's obviously scary. And like you said, I mean, 5 years in, you can share the success that you've had. No question, it's been a lot of work to get you where you are. But what would you say to those individuals out there looking back at the decision that you had to make in order to put yourself with where you are now and to be in this line of work? Any bits of advice for them as they're thinking about what they want to do in regards to why they should look into this and maybe the confidence to kind of jump forward and make it happen?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think a big thing is just believe in yourself. You know that you're good at the billing. You know that you're good at reading the EOBs and the X-rays. And coming into this, you have to learn to work kind of on your own, but at the same time, you're given a team of other eAssisters who will jump in. So it's take the leap. You know this stuff. You know you're good at it. You're gonna succeed. You've got to have that faith in yourself, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I love it. Any last things? Do you want to give any shout outs to your eAssisters, anybody out there? Because this video will be out there for everybody to watch. So this is your opportunity to give any shout outs.
Shout outs. Well, shout out to my sales queens. So I've got Sarah, Lindsay, Courtney, Monique, Lauren. as well as my best friend, Jonathan.
Awesome.
But everyone else at eAssist, you know, we're all a big team, big community, and it's awesome. I can go to any state and I'll have a friend wherever I go. I can sleep on anyone's couch wherever I go. It's awesome. So
sweet. Well, hopefully your new house will be ready soon. So you're not sleeping on the couch somewhere else, right? As you guys are transitioning here again. Congratulations to the both of you. Thank you so much for sharing your insight and keep up the great work. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right. See you, Natalie.